Welcome, my name is Scott Miller. I'm with InSource Solutions, and I'm happy to introduce the Extreme Makeover 2021 Workforce Optimization Edition contest. This year we've been focusing on the power of the digitally connected worker and how we can take technology and engage our workforce, engage our managers, engage our supervisors, and leveraging it more effectively to get the most out of what it brings to the table, but also improve what folks can get accomplished on their own. There's lots of different people involved in lots of different ways of working in a manufacturing and industrial environment, whether it's the folks that are on the plant floor, the folks that are doing the routines, the folks that are managing those things through supervision or management. Could be the process engineers or the quality folks that are supporting activities to ensure that things are improving as you go forward. And it might also work its way all the way through management in terms of looking at strategic opportunities and planning going forward. Lots of different ways people get involved in executing and doing work in a manufacturing and industrial organization. And there are many ways in which it's recorded or accessed or reported, whether it's through manual logbooks or some electronic logbook or some means of being able to record what occurs, whether it's through communications via radio or text or things that are used, handheld devices that are used. Could also be some of the legacy applications that are out there. It could be an MES system that exists, a SCADA system, different learning management systems that might be available. So there's lots of different tools that are sort of silos of information available too. And then you get into things like knowledge sharing. How do we take the knowledge that we have, the tribal knowledge that may be captured in books or other media, if you will, or people's heads, and make sure that it's available for folks to consume and use from an onboarding or training perspective as well. And then how do we manage those skills? How do we keep up with where people are at? What they know, what they don't know, what they need to get updated on, if you will. There are lots of different areas that you can look at in terms of how work is done today. The question is, can they be connected effectively to really have a digitally connected worker and be able to bring power to that capability? We would say that yes, the case is yes. There is an application that we're promoting right now called AVEVA Teamwork that actually is sort of the user interface for the plant floor. These are just some of the ways that it's interactive, whether you're using a tablet, a computer screen, you might be wearing a RealWear head device, something like that. Lots of different ways to utilize this technology and engage folks in doing their work on a day-to-day basis. It connects folks across the organization, whether it's the plant floor worker or supervisors through management, even to corporate, gives visibility as to what's going on, and allows people to interact in real time as to what's happening on the plant floor and see what's occurring. Several different very powerful use cases are brought to play, whether it's from a communication perspective, which really doesn't do us justice. That word doesn't do us justice because it's more of a means of interaction. It's a means of bringing people together to resolve issues, which goes into the issue management component. How do we address the things as they're happening? How do we bring expertise to the table in real time to make sure things are resolved effectively and recorded? And then how do we translate that into digital knowledge? How do we create the work instructions and the content that we need to be able to present it at the point of need? How do you make sure that presents the content where that issue is occurring actually on the plant floor? And then an area that's been a bone of contention for so many organizations, how do I manage the skills? How do I put it in a mode or a means that allows people to be able to engage with it effectively and allows supervisors and managers to track what the status is, track where people are, understand how to onboard people efficiently, effectively, and or even reinforce them when things change. How do we make sure the versioning is kept up to speed? All that is encompassed in AVEVA Teamwork. And teamwork is, we recognize that you have legacy systems that are out there. So it's built with the capability to interact with and engage with, integrate with any of the legacy systems that you have on the floor or engaged in the organization right now. There's a recognition that you don't need to bring everything into one place, but you need to be able to access it. You need to be able to pull information from it. So it has a very good capability in terms of integrating with different systems that are out there. Teamwork's been around for quite some time. We've seen some pretty significant improvements in organizations, so a lot of good things we could say about what it produces for organizations. And we'd really like to be able to take that, and we're hosting a contest where we want to prove that to an organization. We want to go bring this to you, bring this to your organization, and show you what you can do with it, and potentially be able to reflect these kinds of results inside your organization. So the Extreme Makeover Contest for 2021 is focused on workforce optimization. We're wanting to focus on some of those chronic communication issues, problem-solving issues, training issues, address the things that are chronic on the factory floor or within the organization, maybe replacing some of the stuff that you have right now, maybe augmenting some of the capabilities that you have right now, but really focusing on addressing a real issue that you're continue to work on and want to try to take care of. The winner of this year's contest is going to get about $45,000 in software, hardware, and services from InSource. So there'll be an AVEVA Teamwork subscription that'll be for a year for 100 users. We'll also provide some hardware, whether it's Apple iPads or Microsoft Surfaces. It can be used inside your facility that'll be configured through training and services we'll provide, where we'll via remote services, we'll actually work with you to make sure that the application gets deployed effectively so that you're seeing the value from it. And that's the whole point, is to ensure that you're able to get the value from the application and solve a problem, solve something that you're looking for. That gets us to what you need to do. In a moment, I'm going to tell you about the use case videos we're going to be presenting here shortly. The idea is for you to get familiar with what AVEVA Teamwork can accomplish. What can it do for you? What are the use cases it can address? Let you identify how that might address a particular need in your organization, and then complete a contest entrance form. We're going to be asking for, what's the project description? What are you going to try to accomplish? What are the use cases you want to address? What's the scope that you're trying to address inside your organization? How many people do you want to try to engage with and work with? What do you expect in terms of outcomes? At the end of the day, we want to be able to have a measurable outcome that you can point to and say, we reduced our downtime by X percentage. We improved the training plan performance. We improved adherence to shift turnovers. There's lots of different metrics and measures we could focus on seeing improved for an organization. So the key is understanding how best we can structure this. And we're offering to do a 30-minute consultation as you're assembling or putting that entrance form together to make sure you understand the pieces and the parts that you need to address to be successful in being selected. So what's the timeline? On August 3rd, we're going to start the contest, so we'll be accepting entries at that point. We'll be hosting use case sessions over the following weeks, the 10th, the 17th, the 24th, and the 31st, that are specific to those use cases. So we'll have some examples. We'll show you what teamwork does, how it does it, the value you might get from it. That will sort of prompt you in being able to fill out your contestant form. The last call for submittals will be on September 7th, and on September 13th, we'll actually be selecting a winner. If you'd like to get a head start, we hosted a session called What's the One Thing several weeks ago that's located on our website and also on the email that you got for this. Just click on that. That'll give you a little bit of a head start on some of those videos that may be coming as well. So thank you for listening. We appreciate the opportunity to potentially do some work with you as we go forward, and look forward to the opportunity of receiving your contestant form and potentially being able to select you as the winner of the InSource Solutions Extreme Factory Makeover. Thank you.